There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name. So, in case you don't know, I'm an accountant. I'm also a CEO of a small government contracting company. And in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I won my first government contract. Now, this video is not actually how I won my first government contract, because that was a completely different time and a different thing. That was many years ago. I was doing shows, like we were doing concerts, and the base reached out. Somebody I knew at the base reached out to me to come on and do a show on base. And so that's what we did. And you know, it was a government contract and everything, but it wasn't in the way of how we do things now, and it was just a completely different time. I didn't even realize I was doing a government contract at the time. So I'm going to tell you about how we currently, well, my current situation, how we did our first government contract. Okay, so there's two sides, right? The two sides are, there's a subcontract side, and then there's a government where you are the prime side, okay? So I'm gonna talk about the subcontract side just to get it out of the way, because the first contract we did was actually a subcontract for someone else who had a prime contract. Prime is where you have a contract directly with the government. The government puts it out and you win that contract. So a lot of business, yes, every contract has to have a prime, but a lot of business goes through the subcontractor, okay? And a subcontractor is somebody else won the contract directly with the government, and you came in and you did a subcontract with the person, with the prime. And the prime is the person who actually has the contract with the government. And so most of the work, or a lot of the work, is outsourced to smaller subcontractors. And so a subcontractor who I knew, who was also subcontracted onto this project, she knew that I was looking to get into government contracts, and she said, "Hey, are you able to do this job?" And I was like, "Yes." And then the question was I think the question was either how much could you do this for, or maybe they just told me I can pay this. And I feel like I gave them a number, and either way, we kind of came to an agreement, and I figured it out from there. And so that was kind of that. They told me, I think that's what it was. They told me their budget for it, and I was able to make something happen. All right. So that was that. And I did that job, but that was a subcontract. Matter of fact, that still wasn't even the first one. The first one, the same subcontractor, they actually were the prime on another contract. I'm tripping. They were the prime on another contract, and they had some situation where they needed some extra people to come in because they had some people who weren't doing, I guess, a good job, or weren't participating anymore because they already had the contract. So I was reached out to and said, "Hey, are you open to doing this kind of job?" And I was like, "I'll do anything." And it was a litter pickup job. And so my company came on to assist with that. We did a great job. It was a great partnership with them, or great subcontracting with them. And we still missed that contract. That was a really good contract. Let's get another one of those, guys. Anyway, so that was the subcontract. That was the first subcontract, and it would have totaled, with everything, if it ran for a year, it'd have been about $127,000, of which I would have kept. Hold on, let me see. Of which I think I was getting 4660 times of which I would have kept about 55,000 after paying my guys to do the work. So it was 127,000 and some change if it ran for a year, of which I would have kept $55,920 of that if it ran for the full year, which it didn't. Went for several months, but not for the full year. So that's what that was. And just wanted to talk about that because that was the subcontract. That was like my first official government contract since I've been under my current company and understanding that I'm actually doing government contracts. So then my first prime contract was actually a micro contract. Okay, so a micro contract is a contract that is below a certain amount of money. It's very small. They don't even have to list it on sam.gov. They can like use local people, contractors, or companies that they're comfortable using. And so that's what that was, you know. And we were working already as a subcontractor to another company on a different project at this facility. And while we were working in the people's office, we got a chance to build a rapport, talk to them. The guy liked the way I conducted myself and I did business, and, seeing my guys like working hard for me or whatever. He just was like, hey, I want to give you guys a shot. We have this little small thing, and if you guys can get it done, send me over a proposal. I'm going to show you what it is. Give me a proposal, and if it's cool, then I'll send it to my people. Tell them you guys are going to do this, and if we can get it, signed off, then you guys can come on ahead and do this thing. So that's what it was, and that was a really good subcontract. Micro contract. It was good for me because it took us a couple hours, but it was a couple $1,000s for a couple hours. So it was less than $3,000, but yeah, it took us about 3 hours to do the work. I had my guys there. We was moving things around, you feel me? And we got the work done. It was a little bit of hard work because, we were trying to get it done as fast as possible. It was a lot of work, but we got it done, we got it done. And that was my first prime contract, but that just came from, somebody seeing me in both situations. Somebody just knows that I'm trying to do something. And so that's how I won my first government contract, so that's it. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino as a Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. It's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino as a Name.